Huh?
I hate pretty people on Instagram.
Oh, me too. Tell me about it.
Mm-mm.
Who are you looking at on Instagram?
It's just those sponsor ads that pop up. And I'm
Oh
like, how
yeah,
the hell do you already have 23,000 followers and you have all of 4 pictures on your fucking Instagram?
they
And
must
they're
be hot.
and you're shirtless or you're on the beach in every last one of them.
Have you ever seen this thing on Instagram where it's like it's a private Instagram, but they accept everyone? So like
Yeah.
the only way to see their stuff is to follow them. Like that's kind of a genius business practice.
It is a genius business practice.
And
I
then
just
they'll
don't get it.
and then on their Instagram they'll have pictures that lead to other Instagrams that are private. So then that leads you to follow those, and they like it's this large like spider web of Instagram.
That's what I
It's
run
crazy.
into a lot on OnlyFans. You subscribe to an OnlyFans page. You pay, I have a budget limit. The highest that I'll pay for an OnlyFans access is $10. $10
Yeah,
is like the stopping point for me. Then you pay that $10 and you get in there and there's
and
nothing
then
but
they're like
posts in there.
videos.
No, there's nothing but posts in there directing you to other more expensive OnlyFans pages.
Yeah, or sometimes it's like a lot of the times it's like you follow the OnlyFans and it's like you pay the $15 or whatever, and then it's like, okay, for an extra $15 you can get a 10-second video of me
Yeah,
like
well,
touching my toenail.
Yeah, they all do that, and then you just skip it. But I hate the ones where it's like you subscribe to them because of the profile picture, and you want to see more from the profile picture, and you go in there, and it's nothing but other OnlyFans pages that are more expensive.
I don't go on OnlyFans enough to know.
Yeah, I'm all over it, Jake. I'm lonely. I'm single. I'm
Dude,
fat.
Pornhub is free though, you know?
Yeah, but Pornhub's too professional.
You remember when Pornhub did the like free month?
Yeah,
of
they
Pornhub
were
Premium?
giving premium out for free. And you know what? I didn't even take advantage of that because I was paying for OnlyFans pages.
Dude, I can't.
It's stupid, I know, and I had to cut back and I had to auto unsubscribe to a lot of people because I'm looking at my credit card statements and I'm like, holy shit, was that $125 in OnlyFans memberships in 1 month?
Holy shit, Cory.
What the fuck is going on? And here's the thing, Jake. I've never even treated myself like an amusement park to anything I've seen on OnlyFans. It's like a magazine. It's just I just look and stare and gawk and move on. I'm not getting anything done to it. Half the time it's not even stirring the pot. I don't know why the fuck I'm paying for this shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I can't get off to like just pictures.
No, there's videos too, but then there's some videos that are interesting on there, but none of them. It doesn't do what Pornhub is set out to do. It's just Mamacita up the street who has an iPhone 10 with an amazing capture, and she's doing what she does, and she's making her money. But I don't know why. I guess I'm just more into that amateur level of adult entertainment than I am with some of the Pornhub stuff. But I do hate it when I trip over an OnlyFans video.
Stuff on Pornhub.
Yeah, but most of that stuff is like waist only. You know what I mean? Where you can only just see the important giblets. Well, for a guy like me, I like to see a little bit more than the important giblets.
I need this story.
I like to see the face. I like to see, the surroundings a little bit. I want to see your dirty, nasty, disgusting floor, which a lot of people on OnlyFans, while they're sitting there getting their business done or entertaining you, their houses are a disaster.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Not to disparage anyone on OnlyFans.
No, thank you. Continue to put out the content. Corton, I'm the idiot that's still buying it.
Clean your rooms. Or, get a room, like an extra room for you to do your business in,
No, don't fake it. I like it. I like the raw,
It's all fake, dude.
I like the raw, not the OnlyFans, dude. There are some OnlyFans pages that are done, that I've seen that are professional adult entertainers. But then ones that I subscribe to, the ones that I buy, are the ones that it's literally Maria Vasquez up the street.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are that, but by what I mean by fake is like, it's like how Facebook is fake, like,
oh yeah,
you see pictures on Facebook, like it's not real.
Yeah, they're just putting up the stuff but then you know what? That's all I'm going to OnlyFans to buy. That's what I'm going on to pay. I'm supporting small business enterprise. God
bless. Let's start the show.
I thought the show already started.
Well, I didn't do an intro.
Oh,
this is 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What is up, boyos? Welcome to the Jake and Cory podcast. I am Jake. That is Cory. What's up, Cory?
I am Cory.
Oh, that's what's up, huh? You're like Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
So presidential debates happened.
Yeah.
You didn't watch them.
I didn't watch them. I had something else going on. And I already know who I'm voting for.
Yeah.
And I've already voted. I watched about maybe 15 minutes of it. And I don't know. I'm looking to you for your take on it and what you observed.
Yeah, I won't spend too much time on it, but I think Biden kind of destroyed the entire time. I know the Trump supporters will disagree, but I don't know how you watch that and don't think he just absolutely destroyed. Trump was asked questions and was fumbling and wasn't answering questions and was all over the place, nonsensically answering questions. Biden actually said some shit. So, I mean, that's enough for me. I kind of fucking hate Biden regardless, but he's better than Trump. And, he actually answers questions. He seems like he has a plan where Trump literally has no plan. Trump is still blaming Obama. He's been president for 4 years. You can't really do that anymore, guy. Yeah, I don't know. It was funny, though. On Facebook, or no, it was Instagram, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Someone commented that the guy said, Trump absolutely raped Biden. He raped him. And I said, that's really funny that's what your takeaway was. Lol, 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 cringe. And he said, I'll be cringing all the way to a landslide victory. And I said, yeah, man, stand back and stand by. And he said, armed and ready. So that made me uncomfortable.
Jesus.
But, if you look at all the polls, and, polls are...
you know what? I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm gonna comment on polls. Polls are bullshit.
Yep, that's kind of what I was saying.
Yeah.
But if you look at the polls comparatively to every election ever, they're usually within 10 to 15% correct, and Biden is winning by a lot. So I mean, in the polls. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is one of the first.
The polls look.
This is one of the. Go ahead.
The polls look a lot. The polls today look a lot like how they looked for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Not totally true, because with Hillary it was like a 5-point lead in the polls, and with Biden it's like an 11-point lead. So, not really. So I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting. I mean, it is
a waiting game, and I don't think of the polls at all, because here's the thing, and I was going to do a whole expose on this. The polls are useless, and I was watching Channel 8, PBS, where they were trying to basically vilify the importance of these political polls. And it's bullshit. Because here's the thing. If I look at you and I tell you that a poll that was taken has Biden winning by 43%, who's to say that that poll wasn't conducted amongst 7 people? You know what I mean? It's not the only major poll that counts is the one that's going to take place on November 3rd. All of these other polls are biased by who they actually polled. And you never know who they actually polled. It's like the answers on Family Feud. You don't know what 37 people said hot dogs in bed. You don't know. You never will know. So every poll that we hear people quoting, even from the Pew Research Lab, even from all of these large, the New York Times, the Washington Post, when they are quoting these polls or this, these polls or that, who are the fucking people that you polls? What is that populace count? You cannot project something that you feel 28.5 million people are going to do based off of what 1,700 people said.
Yeah, I'd say local polls are a bit more accurate typically because it's less of a population that you're trying to.
You might be a little bit closer, but then again, I can tell you that Fat Guy Radio Show was voted most successful podcast in Arizona. If I go and ask 5 of my best friends, that's considered taking a poll.
Sure. Let me put it to you like this. Well, you don't play video games, but I'm still going to put it in video game terms.
Sure.
So there's a game called XCOM, and this is the way I look at polls. I think there's still obviously you take a poll with a grain of salt, but it's a good way to like sort of gauge what's going on socially. I look at it like XCOM, where in XCOM you select a troop, and when you select him to fire, it says you have a 50% chance of hitting this person. There's still a 50% chance that you're gonna lose, or a 25% chance, or 75. Whatever. That's how I look at the polls. There's still a chance that you'll lose that poll, but when you see a poll that's like 55% Biden to 45% Trump, you're like, okay, well that's a 55% chance. But if you play video games enough, that's still a shot that Trump is gonna win. You know, so it's more of just like a gauge of where everyone's at more than it is accurate. It's just sort of a, what I'm actually to sort of get perspective.
Correct, and what I'm actually looking at is the fact that the number of early ballots that have already been counted or been submitted is 100% more than the total number of ballots that were cast in the 2016 election in the state of Arizona. That's what I'm fucking happy about. The fact that 46 million ballots have already been cast, and that was 14 days before the election. So I can imagine what those numbers look like now. What I look at is the projected expectation that voter turnout is going to increase by 300%, because voter registration was up here in the state of Arizona. Voter registration alone was up 37%. 37% more people registered to vote in this election than were registered to vote in 2016. And the results of the 2016 election was based on the fact that 76% of registered voters didn't vote. That's what I'm hinging my hope on. I'm hinging my hope on is that those 76% that did not vote in the election, because a lot of people thought, and I was one, a lot of people thought that Hillary was just going to slide right in because she was going up against a reality TV show character. And we just thought she's going to slide in because she's Clinton. And clearly that wasn't the case. But I am happy to see the number of voters that are getting out and voting, and we are still a ways away from November 3rd. That's what I'm proud of.
Yeah, and it's also interesting that states that normally aren't swing states are absolutely swing states, and we're one of them. Actually, Arizona is a swing state this time.
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
I know you don't you take the polls lightly, but take it with a grain of salt. But like polling wise, we're actually leaning towards Biden. So that's very interesting.
Now let me ask you this, Jake: is it us leaning? Is Arizona leaning more towards Biden, or is Arizona just leaning away from Trump?
I mean, I don't care. At this point, I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. When you put it that way, you're absolutely right. I don't care either. I've said it before. You can put a fucking trained circus monkey in that office right now. It's better than Trump.
Yeah. I mean, technically, they're leaning Biden because they're voting Biden and not Joe Jorgensen,
Yeah, there was an independent on there, a green person on the ballot.
Libertarian, actually.
Yeah, libertarian that was on there. I saw that was interesting. There were a couple of, because I've already.
Did you send in your vote?
Oh yeah, I've already done my ballot.
I actually went to a drive-by ballot box today.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I drove downtown Phoenix, right to our voter registrar's office, where there is a ballot. You can't vote in person there, but you can drop off a ballot. And I drove all the way down there at midnight 10 and dropped off my ballot at midnight. Nobody there but me and the parking lot security guard. And I got out and I put my ballot. I dropped my ballot in with pride, and I was happy to do it. And all it's going to do is go from the parking lot inside the building that the parking lot is attached to, and be counted, because that's where all of the ballots for Maricopa County end up. So I took the 25-minute drive into downtown Phoenix to do that.
I went to the Peoria Sports Complex, and there was a drive-by ballot box. 2 dudes standing there wearing gloves and masks and shit, and they were changing gloves every time they got a ballot or whatever. And just drove by, handed it to them. They're like, "Is it signed?" "Yep. Here's your sticker." And then I went on my way.
I videotaped mine because I wanted video evidence that I voted, and I will be chasing my ballot too, because if that little security guard that was sitting in that little parking lot says, "Oh look, that little Negro boy came up and voted, let me go fish his ballot out of there," I want to know.
Oh my god, I doubt that happened, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Speaking of politicians and shady shit in politics,
yes.
I watched Borat.
I have not. Don't spoil it. I'm watching it tonight.
I won't spoil it. Can I give like a spoiler free review right now?
I will take my headphones out of my ear, and you can wave at me when you're done.
I will not say anything. Obviously, you know about the Rudy Giuliani thing.
No, I'm okay. Wait, hold on. Stop. Wait, hold on a minute. I'm really looking forward to watching this video. So I personally, as a personal favor to me, I'm going to ask you not to. If you do want to, for the listeners, I will gladly, kindly take my earbuds out of my ears so I cannot hear you.
This is all I'll say about Borat then, and we can talk about it
out of my ear.
We can talk about it more in depth. We could do it more in depth next week about Borat, and we can do a spoiler-filled Borat. I can't believe he took his fucking ears out for this. All I'm gonna say is it was fun. It was funny as fuck. I was losing my shit at a lot of it, and also not as good as the first, but more poignant than the first. And I think today's life, today's world is a bit more. I don't know. It was time for another Borat. It was time for Sacha Baron Cohen to come back. That's it.
All right, I have the wave. There you are.
So then Borat shot himself in the head.
Earbuds out of my ears.
I was kidding. I'm And now he's just looking at me. He doesn't have his ears in. He doesn't have his ears in, so he can't even fucking hear me. I was kidding. Oh. It was a joke. Well, and you took your ears out.
I took my ears out because I'm looking forward to watching Borat. I'm hoping
and then that Iron Man died.
And then Jon Snow killed by the dragon.
Darth Vader was Luke's dad all along.
And then the little baby Yoda threw up on this mother's breast.
Did you watch Sacha Baron Cohen's show that came out last year?
I did not. I did not.
What is America? What is America?
Something like that. Yeah, I did not. Only thing that I've known of Sacha Baron Cohen is the Borat, and I love the first one that he did. I'm really hoping that in this one, I like that it's on Amazon Prime. I'm really hoping that in this one that I'm going to watch tonight, I hope he's in a Borat mankini or some type of small underwear. That's all I'm hoping for.
I won't spoil it.
Please do not spoil it, because one thing that I will say is I'm really looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen though, Who is America was the thing that came out last year. Okay. And last year, he ended up getting a congressman fired, who actively said the N-word in an interview, and then another guy had to step down because he did a skit with him where they shot guns and they were teaching 3-year-olds how to shoot guns in a program. And this is the thing about this was one of my takeaways from Who is America and Borat. This is not spoilers. Is we don't have enough investigative journalism anymore. And the fact that we need to rely on Sacha Baron Cohen to do some actual investigative journalism is kind of sad. And I understand why it's not a thing. It's because it's fucking dangerous to do this shit.
Well, it's not just only dangerous to do it. There's not really a platform to do it on. You can't do investigating journalism and then even have a platform to produce it, because YouTube is scared of everything. Facebook is scared of everything. Twitter is scared of everything. So even if you do accomplish a piece on something that you're investigating, a platform will most likely remove it because it threatens some part of their community guidelines or something. Well,
Sacha Baron Cohen, he said after the first Borat movie that he didn't ever want to do another movie like that ever again, basically because he made a promise to his wife to not do it again, because there were so many situations where he almost got physically harmed, be it by security or whoever. And the only reason he came back to do Who is America and now this Borat movie is because he just thought Donald Trump needs to be exposed and everything, all these guys need to get exposed. And he was right. But yeah, I wish there was more of this shit. Another great channel to check out if you like more sort of investigative journalism sort of stuff like that. There's a YouTube channel called No Gas, All Breaks. Mm-hmm. They're really good. They went to back when the rallies, the George Floyd protests first started, and there were all the fires. They were standing there filming the fires as they were happening and shit. And then they went to the Portland protests. They also have gone to Proud Boys protests and shit. They're just in there doing the thing. Anti-mask rallies, they've been there. It's super interesting stuff, so definitely go check that out.
It's so funny that you mentioned Proud Boys. We mentioned that after the first presidential debate, that there is a gay coalition that is trying to take back the term Proud Boys.
Yeah. Because we're a bunch of proud boys.
Yeah, we're a bunch of proud boys. We are proud, outwardly gay, homosexual boys, and they're trying to take the term back, Proud Boys. And you know what? I applaud that. I absolutely effing applaud that, because yes, if anybody should be considered a proud boy, it should not be a white supremacist group. It should be some flamboyant 110-pound tight toned, thin kids that live in San Francisco, California, that are colorful with glitter on their eyelids, walking down the street in platform shoes that have fish inside them. Those are Proud Boys.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main things we can do to, like, get rid of these fucking things, or at least lower the amount of them, is to just take all validity away from them. Actually, Biden talked about this in the debates. He said, you know, you validated Kim Jong-un by, like, interacting with him without going there and act. And the reason Obama didn't, like, interact with Kim Jong-un the way Trump did is because the only way Obama would interact with Kim Jong-un was if they turned over their nuclear weapons, and he refused to do that. And he's like, I will not validate this person who is a danger. And that's what Trump did. Trump did it also with the Proud Boys. So, I mean, the best way to just get rid of these motherfuckers is to just be like, fuck you, we're the Proud Boys, you know?
Yeah, we're the Proud. And I love that. I saw that on Twitter, and I thought that was absolutely freaking amazing. And I did catch that one part where during the debates where Biden was, where Rump was trying to call Biden out on some of the Burisma stuff with his son. And I love the fact that Biden went right to the investigation, that nothing was found that Biden's son had anything to do with. And I think Biden said everything but, my son's not running for president right now. I am. But I thought that it was very interesting on how he kind of handled that. And that's one of the things that kind of stuck out to me in the few minutes of the debate that I was able to catch.
And Biden said a killer thing about that as well. One of the best zingers of the entire debate was Biden saying, you know, you want to talk about your family and my family. What I want to talk about is their families. And he, like, pointed at the camera.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to talk about American families and how to support the American people. Yeah, I don't know how you look at that stuff. I mean, we say it every week. I don't know how you look at it and not just be like, Trump is fucking insane.
Well, there's a big old huge red Trump flag on a house up the street from my house, and I've never interacted with those neighbors. I've never seen them. They seem to be a cool, nice, calm family, but it's the biggest flag. And another thing that we didn't mention last week, the Trump signs that are on the streets of Phoenix, some of the areas of Phoenix, especially in the North Phoenix, North Glendale, Peoria area where I live. The Trumps, you know, the political signs and the proposition signs are normally, you know, they stand maybe about 3.5 feet off the ground, and they're put in the ground by stakes, and, you know, they're plastic zip tied, and they're on, you know, that plastic board. And a friend of mine who owns a printing press in downtown Phoenix, they print up a lot of these things, and they're fairly expensive, believe it or not. Some of those signs are very expensive, especially when they get to be like 6 feet wide. But nevertheless, most of
they've got to be weatherproof, you know?
Right. Nevertheless, most of the signs are always on the ground. And I believe the reason why that is because if they were any higher, they would obstruct traffic. Or if I was a business owner and you have to pay money, you have to pay the state a sign tax. Every sign that you see on a building, if you look close at it, it has a city of Phoenix or a city of whatever asset tag on it, because that sign has to be sanctioned and approved by the city it's in to be up. Mesa, Arizona has some of the strictest sign ordinances ever, to the point where a business can't even put up one of those dancing car men things. You can't put those up in Mesa.
Yeah, the dancing inflatable waving arm men.
You can't put inflatables up, and during the holidays you can't put inflatable Christmas decorations up, but that's in Mesa. But the interesting thing that I'm seeing about Trump's political signage is that they are 10 to 12 feet in the air. There's one in particular that sits on the corner 51st Avenue and Bell Road in North Phoenix. That sign is so high, you can't even see the urgent care sign on the building behind it. So I'm thinking to myself, why aren't these business owners pissed that this political sign is able to be positioned this way to the point where it's blocking their business? And then we're living in an era where businesses are struggling right now. And the Trump signs are the only ones that are up this high. There's another one that is up high on 35th Avenue and Pinnacle Peak. Same thing. High in the air above all the other signs. How in the hell is that legal?
Yeah, I have no idea. I've wondered the same thing. And then also, like, I'm wondering if someone's going out and doing that.
Of course, it's not Trump's campaign. It's someone in particular that's doing it.
Because I'm also seeing at the top of them, like, the American flag, but it's black with the blue stripe.
Yeah, it's the police
attached.
flag. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, like, attached. And I'm like, I doubt Trump, like, wanted that. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't have an issue with it, but I'm sure I'm sure someone is just doing that. I kind of want to go around and find all of them, take them down, and re-put them in the ground, just like in the ground. Normally,
like with the rest of them, like with the Hero Tipernanny's
sign. I don't have a problem with the sign itself being there, because this is America, do what you have to do. But it does seem wrong that they get to be up that high. But also, it makes me think of what Trump is, and it also makes me think of what
his supporters are.
Well, it makes me think of how the Nazis came to power, which was by making everything larger than life. They made these huge ass tanks that barely worked. They made everything larger than life, and that's Trump's whole thing. Like make everything larger than life. To me, I see that sign and I'm like, that's sad. I see it and it turns me off even more. And the fact that Biden's sign is down by everyone else's, down with the people, to me that looks that's a better look than Trump towering over everyone, because that's what Trump is. He's towering over everyone, while Biden is down here with the people.
It's interesting. I don't understand how it's legal. It's obstruction. It's obstructed drivers' views. It's blocking businesses' signs.
Well, the cops won't do anything.
No, they're not,
because they love him.
They're not going to do anything about it at all. There's nothing that's going to be changed about this.
I did see one of them torched to the ground.
I have seen the one on 35th Avenue and Pinnacle Peak. Every time I see it, it has a new tire mark on it. Like somebody at one point took it and threw it in the street. A couple of cars drove over it, and then somebody decided to pull over because that's just a big field right there. The sign at 35th Avenue and Pinnacle Peak, for those of you that are in Arizona, is perfectly positioned right next to the landfill, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But every time I see it, it has a new tire mark on it. So that's telling me that somebody at some point came by that sign, ripped it down and threw it in the street. And then somebody came by, saw it was in the street, picked it up and hung it back up. But it has to be a group of Trump supporters. It's not the Trump campaign. It has to be a specific group of Trump supporters, because I haven't seen it. When I drove down to drop off my ballot, in downtown Phoenix, I purposely took the streets back. I was looking for them everywhere else, and I didn't see anything in like downtown Phoenix. I didn't see any, like in upper central Phoenix. But as soon as I got into the North Phoenix area, I started seeing them again, and they're just up in the air. The interesting thing is that I don't see many Biden-Harris signs, if any at all. I saw one, and it was hand painted, and they spelled Biden wrong.
How do you spell Biden wrong?
They spelled it Bidin instead of Biden. And then you saw them take a little marker and try to put three little arms on the I, the second I, to make it an E. And I was like, you know what? I'll give you a thumbs up for just the effort. And then I was driving down the street earlier today when I had to make a run to the hardware store because unlike a smart person, I decided to try to screw a screw back into something on my sink in my bathroom, and the screw popped out. And of course, where did the screw go? Down the drain. So here I am masking up and heading to the hardware store to replace this screw. And I don't know if it's just because I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe it's just because of the color of my skin, but I can never find anybody to help me in that store. And while I was looking for someone to help me in the store, of course, I walked by a guy that had no mask on and decided to just look at me, snicker, and as I walked away. But nevertheless, I ended up getting the screw, and I ended up getting help from a guy at the hardware store that didn't have his mask on at first, and he put it on once I asked him to. But nevertheless, I totally forgot where I was going with that entire rant. I got myself off course. So I'm just going to stop talking. I've had myself a day.
What hardware store? I've been seeing people in masks all over the place.
This hardware store that I went to, there was one guy in there that did not have a mask on. I saw him when I first walked into the store, and I have my sunglasses on. I always wear my sunglasses on anytime I'm outside because it throws off the face recognition software that's being used all over the place now. And I saw this guy, and he walked by. There was another family that was in there, and they all had on masks, and all the employees had on masks that I saw when I first walked in. And this guy was just like walking around looking at people and then just shaking their heads. And he was looking at everyone that had a mask on and was just shaking their heads. And then finally, when I was out doing the stupid man search that you do when you go to a hardware store, and it was a small hardware store, it wasn't a big box hardware store like a Home Depot. It was it was like a small one, like an Ace Hardware, but it wasn't Ace Hardware. And came across him.
So it's Ace Hardware. Gotcha.
No, it wasn't Ace Hardware. And we
okay, it was Ace Hardware. Gotcha.
And we ended up meeting up in the aisle at the same time, and he just looks at me and he's like, he just gave me like one of those, and I just walked on. I'm like, it's not worth it. I already lose, it's not worth it. So
you should have just laid on him.
No, because he probably is. He didn't even have anything in his hand. He was probably just in there spreading the coronavirus because he didn't care. I don't know. I did what I had to do. I was in and out of that store in under 15 minutes, and that's what I was set out to do. And I got the screw, and I replaced the screw, and I was able to continue doing what I was doing. But I totally forgot what I was talking about before I went into this rant.
The big signs, I don't know. Tall signs, I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, the Trump signs, well, I don't understand how they're able to get away with this. Nobody's going to say anything about it. Nothing's going to be done about it. It's just that if I was a business owner and one of these signs were in front of my business, I would definitely be complaining about it. I would definitely request for it to be taken down. And I believe that you can do that as a business owner. I mean, there's another one that I saw that was up so high that I didn't even realize that the Burger King was right there, because the sign was so high. I mean, these companies pay thousands and thousands of dollars to the city to be able to have a sign out. Every sign you see, ladies and gentlemen, on a building is paid for. Not only is it paid for on a yearly basis, a tax cost to these businesses, but you're also paying tens of thousands of dollars just to have the sign made. And if it's a custom ass sign, and then if you go to like a little outdoor strip mall and you've got your name up there with all these other companies' names, you're paying for that too. And if someone puts a political sign in front of that, why the fuck wouldn't you say something about it? But it's just interesting that Trump's political signs are the only ones that are 6 feet off the ground and 10 to 12 feet in the air.
Yeah, I'm trying to look into like why he can do that. I can't find anything. I also wonder like if like people who own businesses and stuff don't want to make a stink about it because we live in Arizona, and it's just like
probably so. And then the people that they would make a stink about it are most likely Trump supporters, or if not Trump supporters, then they are most likely Republicans.
Yeah,
so which is another reason sketchy. Why the way that I voted is I went down my ballot, and if you are currently in office, I'm voting for your adversary. I don't care if your adversary is a fucking grandma murderer. if you're in office right now and you've done nothing to stop this administration and nothing to stop this administration's policies, you're complacent with it by default. Out.
I went pretty heavy Democrat just because if Biden wins and we don't have a Senate that is mainly Democrat,
we're not going to get anything done.
Nothing's going to get done.
It'll be the repeat of the Obama era.
Yeah, it'll be exactly. It'll be just like it was then. So who is the girl? Who is the lady that's opposing Mark Kelly? What's her name? Martha
McSally.
Martha McSally, yeah, that's it.
Real quick message to Martha McSally, if I may, Jake. Martha McSally, we didn't vote your ass in the first time. We voted in Kristen Sinema. The only reason why your ass is even in the position that you are in is because Trump appointed you after John McCain died. Bitch, we didn't want you the first time. We don't want your ass this time. I don't care if Mark Kelly made $14 million zillion off of any type of Chinese business. You weren't wanted the first time. You voted against everybody having health care. You wanted it eliminated, and you can't argue what you've already done. There is no way to vilify yourself as a better candidate over Mark Kelly because your freaking reputation sings louder than anything you can ever say. And another thing, Martha, stop calling me. Stop it with your auto dialing calls to my fucking phone number. I wouldn't vote for you if you had your husband's dick in my ass while I was holding a pen over a ballot. There is nothing that I will ever do to put you back in the office. The only reasons why you're there is by default because John McCain passed away. You don't believe that? Ask Kristen Sinema, who won over you last time. It's a wrap, Martha. Take your square hips, sit your ass down, and go knit a sweater.
My favorite ad is like Mark Kelly is a liberal. We can't have. He's too liberal. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, he's running as a Democrat, so I mean, yeah.
I don't even.
Is that really a knock? I mean,
I would vote for Mark Kelly if he was a Republican. Anybody but Martha McSally. We didn't vote her ass in last time. She's only there by appointment. That's it. She's only there by appointment.
As I was filling out the ballot, I did go through, and every Republican I saw, I looked up. I was like, do they support Trump? If they don't support Trump, they get my vote.
Yeah.
And none of them. None of them. They all support Trump. So I was like, fuck them. Fuck them all, dude.
Yep. And I even dove into the research to see who supports Trump in our federal judges. In our Supreme Court judges here in the state of Arizona. Which one of those judges support Trump? Oh, you do? You're out. Bye, bitch. Peace.
Yeah.
See ya.
So, Cory, I wanted to ask you, while we still have some time here, I wanted to ask you, if coronavirus were to end tomorrow, what would be the thing that you'd want to do, like, the most? Out and about.
I would want to go to all of the people that I love and love me in return and kiss and tongue them. I would tongue them. I would just want to walk up to them and say, let's touch tongues. Not lick them. Let's just touch tongues. I just want to touch your tongue. That's what I would want to do. That would be the first thing that I would want to do. If coronavirus ended tomorrow and it didn't exist anymore, I would go around to people that I love and they love me in return, and I would want to touch their tongue with my tongue.
It's a good answer.
Seriously, I would just want to tongue people, not kiss them, not French kiss them. Just literally, hey, us touch tongues. That's it.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. Let's touch tongues, and then you know what? High five you, and I'll go on my way.
I love that. I think that's. I couldn't think of anything better to do. I was gonna say, I really want to go to a movie theater, but I think your answer is far superior.
Yeah, and I texted you on a side note. I didn't text you. I sent you a Facebook message, and I asked you when your birthday was. And I'm going to explain this to you on the show because I'm not going to do it. I found what I thought would be the best birthday present for you. I don't know if you've heard of this or not, but AMC theaters and Harkin theaters are allowing people to rent out an entire theater for $99.
I heard that. Yeah.
And I said this would be an amazing birthday gift for Jake.
Yeah, that'd be so fun, wouldn't it?
That would be amazing.
How long do you get the theater for? Just the amount of time of a movie, or?
Yeah, for the amount of time of the movie. I mean, it's not a room rental. It's just you're literally paying $99 to go in and watch a movie. However, popcorn and concessions and drinks and stuff like that are not included. But when I heard of this, I immediately thought of you, and I said this would be an amazing birthday gift for Jake. Because I'm sure that you know at least 20 people that you wouldn't mind masking up and being in a theater with, and sitting down and watching one of your movies. And then I looked at the list of movies, and it was very, very limited. But and I only looked at AMC, but AMC did say that they are adding more titles as time goes on. But I believe by the time your birthday comes around, things are going to be a lot different.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I realized I'm not going to spend this type of money.
What was the list of movies? Do you remember any?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Because that'd be interesting to.
But I thought, would you have enjoyed a gift like that?
Dude, that'd be so fucking fun. Holy shit.
I mean, I was thinking it all out in my head. I was like, hey, I could low key get to Lady Woods, Jake's sister, and get it all arranged for his birthday. I'm not gonna say her real name. Reach out to Lady Woods and get it all arranged. A covert operation, not COVID. A covert operation, and surprise you for your birthday. And then I thought to myself, yeah, he wouldn't appreciate it.
I would, but so I've got a list of movies here. It's interesting because like newer movies cost a lot more. So like Tenet here costs $150 to $350 plus tax. I don't know what that range means. Maybe that depends on like which theater you get.
What is the range again?
$150 to $350.
I thought it was $99 for. That's it.
Well, so since Tenet is a brand new movie, it costs a bit more. But then like Hocus Pocus here is $99
from 1986.
Hocus Pocus? It's not that old, is it?
Hocus Pocus is old.
It's not from 86 though, is it?
1993.
Yeah, okay.
Still.
Then we've got Shrek, which that would be great.
That'd be fun to see in theaters again. I saw it in theaters when it first came out. I would see it again with 20 of my closest masked up, hazmat suited, non-breathing friends. And then also I would be like in my perfect seating, and then all of my 19 other friends would be at least 12 feet away from me.
Here it is. We were talking about how Robert De Niro just plays like an asshole grandpa now, and like funny joke grandpa. Here's a new movie with Robert De Niro called The War with Grandpa. This costs $150 to $350 as well.
Oh, so they're not. So it's not $99. It starts at $99.
Well, it's $99 for like movies that aren't new. Like that's a new movie, I guess.
No.
And then like Nightmare Before Christmas is $99. Here it is. Two Hearts. I've never even heard of this, but this is $150 to $350. I don't know what this is.
It can't be those can't be new movies because there's nobody's releasing new movies.
Well, I mean, on like Amazon and stuff,
Yeah.
And Tenet was released in theaters as well.
Well, if I would have done it for you, it would have been a $99 movie, and then it most likely would have been a movie that would have been selected by Lady Woods that she thought you would have enjoyed, because I wouldn't have, unless it was a movie.
The list is really limited. Here, I'll just run down the list. Here it is. We've got Alita Battle Angel. We've got the Broken Hearts Gallery, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. The Empty Man. I also don't know what that is. Honest Thief. I guess it has Liam Neeson. I've never heard of it. We've got the new Addams Family cartoon. How to Train Your Dragon. Jumanji. Jurassic Park. Now that would be fucking sick to see in the theater. Monsters Inc. and The New Mutants. That's the whole list.
Yeah, they said that the list was very limited, but they're planning on adding more. I still think that this is another Hail Mary by AMC and Harkins.
I do too, but honestly, that's a great idea. They should just continue doing this forever.
What they should do is invest in drive-ins.
Wouldn't it be fucking sick though? Like say coronavirus ends or whatever, and like you just get a bunch of friends and you're like, let's go fucking rent out a theater and watch Star Wars.
Yeah,
you know,
I would do.
That'd be so sick.
I would do that, and then I would stand at the theater door and tongue touch everybody that walked in.
It'd be cool if you could like bring your own movie. You know, it's like, hey, I've got the HD Blu-ray of.
You can do that.
Whatever.
It's the Film Bar in downtown Phoenix. They do that.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't think you can bring your own movie though.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea. This may be like the future of movies. You'll get your new releases like Avengers and stuff, but then everything else should just be this.
Or they should at least have, maybe they should just develop, remodel some of their big theaters and make them into multiple small 20-person theaters.
I mean, they could do that. But, when a coronavirus ends, we're still going to have Avengers. We're going to have...
Tongue touching.
Yeah. We're going to have lots of tongue touching. I don't know. I think that's a great move. It reminds me of like when you rent out a section of Peter Piper pizza for a birthday party,
Oh, everybody loves some cardboard pizzas and a scary little rat.
Yeah, that's Chuck E. Cheese's. But yeah. I think it's a great idea.
One last thing before we go.
Yes.
Last week when you abandoned me to go play Among Us.
Yes.
On Twitch.
Ooh, we should talk about that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was watching.
Oh, yeah?
I watched the entire thing.
Oh, yeah?
And not only did I watch the entire thing, but I became friends or a fan of XQC. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I am.
I don't know if you're familiar with Saikuno.
I am aware. Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with Greek God X.
I don't know that person.
Or Hassan Abi.
I know Hassan, yeah. You get into the AOC thing?
Because Cory has now gotten addicted to watching Twitch video gameplay.
Dude, you should check out Gus Johnson as well. He's hilarious. He also played with AOC. Did you hear about the AOC thing?
No. Among Us is one thing that I've learned. I also learned that Minecraft is an absolutely stupid, ridiculous game. Break the blocks, rebuild the blocks, swim down under, and then somebody shoots an arrow at you, and then there's some sheep.
Oh, dude. It's so cool, though. It's basically Legos. It's what it is. It's Legos.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Among Us, Jake, I will say I am a finger snap away from downloading it for $5 and playing my damn self.
Dude, you should. We could get the crew together and we could stream it. That'd be so fun.
I even mentioned it to my college mentees, and of course they all play it. And when we had our little Zoom hangout last night, I shared my screen of Twitch play, and we were watching XQC play. No, we were watching Greek God X play Among Us. And it's not just the gameplay, it's the effing banter that goes on at Among Us, because Among Us is basically a game where you have to be a smart liar.
Yeah. It's basically improv. You're acting. It's really fun. It's a really fun game. I wanted to bring this up. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is a U.S. representative.
Yes, I saw her play the other night too.
Along with Ilhan Omar, who is another U.S. representative, both played Among Us with some of the people you mentioned. With Hassan was the guy who set it all up.
Yep.
Gus Johnson was there. I wanted to bring this up because I think this is so interesting. I think it raised a lot of people, at least like me and like people my age, millennials, maybe Gen Zers even, who are like big on Twitch, like love watching Twitch. I think it brought a lot of respect to her and Ilhan Omar, because like you got to see, because it wasn't like they just hopped on for 30 minutes and did like a little live stream addressing the audience. It was like, no, they're like, we're gonna hang out for like we're gonna hang out for like 4 hours and
yeah,
play
they
this
were
game.
they were exchanging people out. New people were joining in. More people wanted to be part of it, and they were flipping it out. Some of the bigger Twitch names were staying in and playing the whole time. There, yeah. Like I just brought up
Critical was there.
I just brought up Saikuno's Twitch feed, and he's been streaming for 2 hours and 39 minutes. XQC. I love XQC because I can never understand a damn thing he says.
XQC rage is too hard for me.
He is so he's from Canada or in Canada. He has a Canadian French accent, and he's admitted that he has a speech impediment, and he talks very, very fast. And every time he speaks, I always end it with what? But you know what? I sat there for hours watching him play Among Us. Hours, Jake. I would stream on Apple. I was streaming American Ninja Warrior on Apple TV, and every time a commercial came up, I said, "Oh, this is going to give me 3.5 minutes with XQC." And I switched over to XQC, and then soon as Greek God X comes on, I switch over to his channel, and I'll sit there and watch him not play video games. He'll be searching and flipping through YouTube links that people are sending him. But what I like about Greek God X is the fact that he used to be a big fat dude. He used to weigh like 400 pounds, and now he's like $190. And I love it. And then he sits there, and he was playing Among Us last night, Jake, and he raged out so damn hard he ripped his shirt off. He was so fucking pissed.
Yeah, he rages too hard for me.
I love it. I love the rages, and I can't understand anything anybody's saying because soon as somebody identifies a body, all you hear is and then someone is always in the background saying, "Let them talk. Let them talk." But I
love the idea of US politicians getting on Twitch though and like playing games because then you get to like see who these people actually are. Because like you watched it and you're like, okay, AOC sucks at the game, but she seems like a genuine person and was just like trying to have a good time and was just like enjoying herself. Ilhan Omar was like surprisingly amazing at the game for some reason,
and a good liar. Because he was
a good liar.
What I don't like,
politician,
what I don't like is the people that are watching, and then they see that, like, let's say XQC is playing with Saikuno, and they'll go from XQC's Twitch feed to Saikuno's Twitch feed, and if Saikuno is the imposter in Among Us, they'll go back to XQC's chat and tell them it's Saikuno.
Oh, that's lame.
What I learned is that a lot of people that are playing Among Us on Twitch with other Twitchers, they shut off their chat so that they don't allow people to cheat for them.
Yeah. Yeah, Among Us is really awesome. The interesting thing about Among Us is that game came out in 2018.
Right.
And like it didn't get any clout at all. And then out of nowhere some Twitch streamers started playing it. And now it's like a cultural milestone. Like it's huge. Like everyone's talking.
Markiplier was just playing it a few minutes ago as we were taping. Markiplier, one of the biggest freaking video gamers on the planet.
Yeah, he was playing with Alana Pierce. I was watching that actually. I was watching her stream because I really like Alana Pierce.
But it was because of the fact that you dumped me and abandoned me last week, and I sat and I watched you play Among Us. And then I started flipping through recommended channels and I was finding other things. And then now I'm like interested in how this whole Twitch universe happens or why it works and how the hell are 52,000 people sitting there watching XQC murder somebody.
Yeah, that was a fun stream last week too. I got to play with a bunch of streamers. I didn't know most of them and I got to make some pretty valuable friends. Because now I've been playing like Phasmophobia with them and stuff. This is a shameless plug for my Twitch channel. But yeah, I've been playing like Phasmophobia with them and stuff, and it's been really cool, and I hope to do more of that stuff.
You need to stream longer.
What do you mean?
You don't stream long enough on Twitch.
I stream for like 4 hours usually.
Well, my radio show has a Twitch channel that we very rarely use, and they want us to stream for like 8 hours.
Well, I stream for like usually
what the fuck can you do for 8 hours?
I'll usually stream for like 3 to 4 hours a day, and then I'll usually do it like 2 or 3 times a week. So
XQC, that guy's on there for like ever. And and Greek God X is
his
in
full-time job. So
yeah, Greek God X is in the United Kingdom, so he doesn't stream until late at night. And I'll at the end of my day when I'm trying to wind down, I'll throw up Greek God X and watch him for a few hours. He doesn't know I'm there because I'm just viewing. I'm not logged in or anything. I think I'm gonna start subscribing to him.
I watched this guy. His name is Sips, and if people have been around for a while, they probably know who Sips is. Sips is great because he's really horrible at video games and like just like misses everything, and it's like terrible. And like one of the big games he plays is farming simulators, so you just get to like watch him build a farm. It's a lot of fun, and just it's good times.
I find it a lot of fun, and I found myself watching Twitch streams just to kill time. When I've watched all of my streaming TV shows on Apple TV, I watch Twitch streams, and sometimes at the same time.
Dude, we should set up a time to play Among Us together, and we can stream it. That'd be fun as fuck.
Yeah, I know. I learned that it's free on your phone, but you have to pay $5 for the computer version of it. And then I don't want to get Discord and all that other stuff that they say you have to have.
Well, Discord is free. You just download it. It's free.
But I'm still weary of it because it's a video game and I'm obsessive compulsive.
Well, the nice thing about Among Us is you can only play it if you have like 6 or 7 people who also want to play it. So it's not like you can really get addicted to it.
I've seen the max is like 10 people.
8, I think 8 is the max. No, 10, you're right. It is 10. You're right.
It's 10 people that can play. But I've been watching Twitch streamers, XQC, Saikuno, Hassan, Abi.
Hassan is interesting because his primary source of streaming is he streams political stuff.
Yeah,
he streams. He does reactions to the debates, and he does reactions to stupid commentary videos, and yeah, his stuff is pretty good.
Well, shout out to Greek God X. That's my boy. That's my number one stunner right now on the Twitch.
Well, with
Greek
that.
God X.
I would like to say thank you for doing this. Hopefully we could set up a stream together, Cory. That'd be a lot of fun. Check me out on twitch.tv/Lonercast. Check out the Jake and Cory show every Monday. Check out the Loner Gamecast every Tuesday. And we'll be back next week with our full comprehensive review of Borat.